Listen, this is a mighty kids meal ass movie. Not only was it shot to be rated R and then they edited it down to be PG-13, but you could tell it was shot during COVID, because I got sick after watching it. They were releasing official trailers with masked crew members that were still in the shot. They pulled a Thrones and left an Axe body spray bottle right in one of the scenes. This thing was so bad, one of the writers took his name off of it, and it's never a good sign when you see the cast learning about the game after filming the movie.
Now you guys know what I feel like directing them. It's sort of feeling of helplessness, frustration, aggravation, and I could do this so much fucking better if they gave me the controller. I'm sorry, I didn't realize your daughter was right there.
So unless you're really eager to see one of the best cinema studios out there on the big screen, 2K, then I suggest watching the cutscenes at home. Like, even if you're a fan, there is not enough free Baja Blast to make you like this. And there is absolutely no reason why the popcorn bucket is better than the movie. So spoiler warning and a quality warning before the breakdown. But first, a quick word from our sponsor, Kalshi, the first legal exchange set up by MIT grads that lets you trade on any event, including movies, meaning that you can put your movie knowledge to the test. So be it for Oscar picks, newest releases, or RT scores, you can place a bid for any upcoming market and cash out. So if I place a bid on my favorite actresses at 24 cents on the dollar, that's a 300% return just if my pick gets nominated. So if you're interested in testing out your Oscar picks, click the link down below to sign up, and the first 500 traders have a chance to get a free $20 credit post deposit. But with this one premiering at a whopping 0%, I would not be betting they're making a sequel for this one. Let me explain.
Buckle up.
So the backstory for this world is kind of like Ready Player One, where this super duper special power that can control the world has been locked up in a vault, and so everyone and their grandma's been trying to find it. But they go as far as having this goofy line about this planet, saying that it's been overrun by corporations and criminals, as if they ain't the same thing. The big one is Atlas Corp, who's taking it so seriously that the CEO created his own daughter named Tina in a lab in order to fulfill this prophecy of there being a one true key to open the vault. And so Kevin Hart comes in to break her out.
My dad sent me, his shortest soldier.
Yeah.
This man was really doing his own version of The Rock, playing the space pebble. 50 light years away, though, we meet Cate Blanchett's character, Lilith, who is a bounty hunter, and she gets hired by Atlas to go look for his daughter and bring her back, since he's able to cut her a check bigger than the one they gave Cate to do this movie.
But you couldn't pay me enough to set foot on that shithole again.
Are you sure about that?
Oh, maybe you could.
It's all about money.
Okay.
Honestly, this is one of the weirdest roles she's done because, like, she's a human, but they have her talking worse than the robot.
Legend has it that there's this massive treasure hidden in some secret vault.
Not only did they give her a goofy red wig, but they've also got her leaning off her hip and being all sassy, always saying something snarky. Honestly, she reminded me of Miss Chimenti from Abbott. And what's crazy is finding out that she actually filmed this before she got snubbed for her role in Tar, and even went to do this because she previously worked with Eli Roth on that Clonks movie.
Eli'd pull a cut, and then we go sit down for 5 minutes, and she'd be sitting in her chair, just sitting in her chair, and you would see her with the earphones on going like this.
Yes.
And you were like, what are you doing? And then she was explaining that she was preparing to go do Tar. Wow. She left Borderlands in Budapest and went straight to Berlin and made Tar.
That's actually really funny considering, the ending to Tar. Now, having heard of the games, I thought that this was going to be a pretty cool sci-fi western. There's a lot of interesting things they could do with this. I heard they even got Dutch from Red Dead in here, that it was going to be all practical. But it almost made me want to never pick up a controller, unlike other adaptations. Lilith then goes back to her home planet to find Tina, but this place has had a major fallout. Everyone's still scoping out this vault to the point that they're hosting tours. Everyone still thinks that they're gonna hit the jackpot like they're in a New Vegas, when in reality, everyone's getting 76th. After a couple of weeks of failing to find Tina, a random robot named Claptrap finds her, and it's voiced by Jack Black, who keeps doing video game movies and singing.
Could you do it without the singing?
I always wonder why they don't bring back the OG voice actors like the Sonic movie was able to do, but then it turns out that there's more drama behind the scenes than was in the movie. Instead, this droid takes all the jokes away from Kevin and literally breaks the fourth wall just to call itself merchandise. And it turns out that director Eli Roth was the one who was doing the voice on set and kept playing with the robot to the point that it was pissing off Kevin.
She's like, Eli, do not. I'm like, why? What's wrong? I'm just being a Claptrap.
You have an actor who's a director.
It's terrible.
It's not good. Because he really wants to be in the movie. I mean, let's just be honest.
Hey, everybody. I'm Claptrap.
He also gave himself a cameo in the bar scene, but for the life of me, I don't know what characters he's trying to homage here. Claptrap pretty much is a recycled Wall-E that was sent there to help her and is programmed to scope out this world like an eagle eye, which makes you wonder why it took 2 weeks for it to find her, but luckily he tags Tina easily and they ride over.
Driving
I'm so good at driving.
As for the world, I do think that they have some interesting tech. There's the projector thing where people become holograms when they call in, looking like an actual FaceTime. There's that electric shower that cleans you and even comes in a portable version like it's had to go. But the world is so ugly, even they keep complaining about it.
God, I hate this planet.
They eventually find Tina, who's been setting up traps to protect herself since Kevin and her are trying to stop Atlas from getting to the vault, and have pretty much become their own little team that Lilith is going to join. And they're practically the Guardians of the Galaxy.
You know, it's so rare that you have that experience like a Guardians of the Galaxy.
You've got a muscle-ripped guy like Drax, who went from being in a Creed movie to being Krieg in this movie, the bounty hunter who's been a lone wolf. I'll let you decide who Rocket and Groot are. But literally the actress who played young Gamora would be the young Gamora here. And while she's doing a Harley Quinn thing, and even admitting that she's basing her comedy off of YouTubers that she's subscribed to, look, I do think that Ariana's a good actress. I just also don't think she's had a good role.
Learning rejection at like 7 years old.
Yes, it comes with it.
Shit, man. Like, I think one of them was like Clifford, the big red dog or something. They made a live action. I wanted to be with that fucking dog, man.
She's now stuck in the middle of the action as Kevin Hart rescues them in his Borderlands Cybertruck. They drive off a cliff through a monster. And yet the most unbelievable part is how much bigger the tire is that Kevin has to change. Even though they got a bounty on their head, they sneak into this town by wearing these digital masks that's supposed to keep them, down low, but it's not like you can't tell by all their other features who they are. They go into a bar where Cate talks to an old friend of hers who actually knew her mom, who was a vault hunter, and she tries to help them out since Kevin gets recognized by Bobby Lee here, who's playing Bobby Lee in space.
I go, "Who's Larry?" He goes, "You, man." And I go, "Oh, what do you mean?" He's like, "When I wrote it, I was thinking about you, man." I go, "What? Like what?" He's like, "Weirdo." I go, "Okay."
That's where you keep seeing how weird this tone is. Like, they're trying to be a drama, but a comedy. It's PG-13, but they've got so much busting going on. Like, they're also out in space, but this town is playing Muse in the background. They then go meet Jamie Lee Curtis, who's another old friend of Cate, and she's there to pretty much just explain the movie. She breaks down what they need for the vault and how they actually need to go find another half of the key so that we can keep packing on the runtime.
Let's do a quick show of hands. How many of y'all actually played the Borderlands games before signing on to the movie? I see Florian, I see Eli thinking about it. You were the first hand up, Jamie Lee Curtis.
I'm the mother of a gamer. Of course I've played Border. I played every game. My first interface was Cate Blanchett. Then I went to Budapest. Didn't even play the game.
And her role's so goofy because it feels like she's joking but also trying to take it seriously. She had admitted that she only took the role because she wanted to work with Cate and get out of the house during COVID, to the point that some of the stuff she said, MTV literally edited out her interviews because it was causing too much backlash for the movie.
What phase is Marvel in right now?
Bad.
Now listen, look, I kind of agree until I saw the start of the BCU. They pull a garbage dumpster escape, which I think is pretty fitting for the movie, and they end up going down to the sewers where they use a robot as a distraction for all the psychos that are living down there. But they shoot that bad boy up and it just sheds into another DLC skin.
What? I'm expelling the excess lead.
They then enter the warehouse where they need to go find the key, and thanks by AMC, they find it very quick. They have another super gripping fight sequence, and then they all escape except for Hart, who I'm pretty sure was touring with his comedy during this part, and he like legit just splits from the cast for a good chunk.
But Kevin did say, the day before we wrapped, he said, I love you all, and I've had a great time, but the minute we wrap, I'm out of here. And he never hangs around. I don't know whether he's got a pathological fear of goodbyes, but he was gone.
The group then goes into hiding, but it turns out that Cate's been getting tracked this whole time by the bad guy, who Skypes in to tell her that the moment he picks up that science experiment of a daughter, he's going to use her as a key, and she's pretty much gonna die. Tina overhears that and thinks that Lilith is pulling an Eve, so she grabs one of her bunny bombs and blows her up. She's fine. But it's funny how out of everyone in the cast, it was actually the bad guys who seemed to be the only ones who cared about the backstory.
If you play the DLC, you may have killed my father. His name is Commander Knox, but I did want to bring a piece of my father into it for the real ones who knew my lineage. So I got there and I asked Props to make me his eye patch and burn it so I could wear it like a dog tag, and then I stole it from set so I could bring to Comic-Con.
Cate then goes back to her hometown where we get a flashback about her mom who sent her away when she was 8, staying behind to die at the hand of these Ravagers. But you can tell that she's supposed to be a big deal because they cast my girl Haley Bennett, who's a really good actress, and it turns out that she's the one who sent the robot to go find her daughter, and even stuffed a message in it that's telling her that she's their only hope. I just don't know why she programmed it to say it in the third act of the movie, because that would make it the most delayed voicemail of all time. Kevin wraps his tour so he's able to rejoin the crew right when they find the vault, but because it won't open, Atlas orders his goons to kill them all until it's revealed it's Cate who's the key cast member, since she's obviously top billed. Turns out she's the daughter of Arindia, the fulfillment of the Firehawk prophecy that the goddess planet bestowed to be... It's really goofy, bro. Like, why make a big deal of Tina being created to be the key if she wasn't even lab tested? Why did Lilith's mom get rid of her when they said she was hunting for vaults, but then got rid of the key? And why do they keep saying no salvation without sacrifice when no ofrendas are being made here? Instead, Lilith gets upgraded and turns into the Dark Phoenix, flame wings and all, to the point that she becomes a video game digital double that's flying around while Cate was practicing for tar on the sidelines. She then legit gives them all plot armor and they become bulletproof as she tries to break the ship but gets knocked out by its shield, losing all of their safety orbs. And then she gets back up and just breaks the shield. They then win by entering the vault portal where she just overpowers Atlas and locks him up inside, throwing away the key as a tentacle monster from the video games eats him up. And you know it's bad when they're sharing the same ending as Harold and the Purple Crayon.
Oops. Premature celebration.
Overall, it's clear that this is a game where the story does not need several Oscar winners in it. I'm pretty sure just playing the tutorial would be better than this, but right when I was wrapping up the edit, I found out by fans that the owner of the company, like the real video game company, may actually be worse than the Atlas Corp in the series. Specifically, there's that story going around about him leaving a USB at a medieval times that had a bunch of company files. It's part of the reason a lot of employees have been fired if they bring it up. It had documents that showed money that was being put in other places, and explicit videos that he claimed, like that X-Men guy, were meant to be references for the characters and how they move. Bruh, no wonder this is the most horny PG-13 movie of the year.
I think your favorite memory was looking at my boobs too. And you were like, whoa, are those real? Because I was quite large.
I remember saying something lame like, oh, is that a tattoo on your breast?
Yeah, I think we were both enamored by Moxie's Moxie.
Yeah.
Now I get why they separated the corporation from the criminals. Thank you all for checking out this video. I'm curious to know your thoughts down below. I'm pretty sure it's bad because for a movie to premiere at 0 is horrendous. And I love how, like, people were talking about it being at 0 and then it went up to 9%. They couldn't even get double digits. It's just bland. It's bad when they put it out in Dolby and it's too loud, where like the effects are so horrible. Like she goes up with the fireworks at the end and just becomes one with them. Very bad stuff. I was also seeing notes about Tim Miller, who did the Deadpool movie. He was a director on that one. He produced this, and I heard that he was coming in for some pickup shots, and I honestly think the tone would be better if he would have done it. It's really bad when you know that the coolest part of the movie is the behind the scenes that they shot in like 360, and it's almost sad because you can see how much effort they put into the set. It was also shot by Cate Blanchett's son, which was interesting to find out that he's working on behind the scenes stuff, and probably another reason why she took the movie, but I just don't think they had faith in it, because usually you cast these young because you expect the series to have legs. You want it to go for a little bit, but they literally have poor Cate repeating that Danny Glover line throughout the movie.
I'm getting too old for this.
Other than that, I'm curious to know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Let me know what games you would want to see adapted. What's the best one out there so far? And until next time, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, or that BioShock movie will fail too.